Hey, that'd be kind of hit, man. Hey, 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 good morning, good, good, good. I'm feeling it. Happy hump day, happy hump day. I had to get a little bit more of that beat. Whoo, that was hot, right? Good morning, y'all enjoying the new music? Y'all enjoying the new music? I'm trying to get y'all, so y'all can be over there stepping and crunk and okay. Good morning, happy hump day to everyone. Thank you guys for being here. Let's scroll up so we can speak to everybody because we don't want to be rude. Thank you to my Mars that's in the building. Thank y'all. I see you, Rose, Scorpio, Miss. I see ya. Let me scroll up so I can see who else is in here. Let's see ya. All right, so Sheila Washington is first. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning. Good morning, Mary Giles. Good morning, Sheila Washington. Good morning, Deborah Banks, Tammy Fox, Miss Honeybee. Good morning. Good morning. Scorpio Miss My Mod is in the building. Hey, Tam C is in the building. Who said that is here? Rose Olmstead is in the building. My other mod. Thanks for being here. Miss Trina Dean is here. Erica Rogers is here. Erica Butler is here. All the Ericas are here. Lisa Bell again. Hello. Said good morning. Caramel said I'm here. Yes, I see you. Gail West. Good morning. Carletta Passmore is in the building. Deborah Holder is here. Mary Giles again. Good morning. Good morning. Yvette McCovery. Good morning. Say good morning, Caramel. Good morning. Good morning, Maria Perry. Good morning, Deborah Johnson, Sandra Rhoa. Good morning, Carla Van Zant. Good morning, Tanasha Harris. Good morning, Sweet Essence. My other mod is in the building. Hey, my mods are deep up in here today. All right, Marilyn Blanc is here. Reed 06 is here. Henry Lee is in the building. Sharon Coleman is here. Good morning, Daisy Lewis. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Thank y'all all for being here. I appreciate you all 76 so far, and everyone's still coming in. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. I'll make me a little note here so I don't forget something. Thank y'all for being here and being so patient with me. Yeah. Okay, I gotta make a note so I don't forget that. All right, let's get into the show. All right, everything said in the video is alleged in my opinion and is used for fair use in entertainment. I see you, Mashonda Jackson, and Notary. Let's talk. Life is in the building. Hello. Valerie Rayleigh, good morning. Shirley Terry, I see you. Joyce S. Pick, I see you. Everyone's still pouring in. Let's go ahead and get into the show. Everything said in the video is alleged and in my opinion and is used for fair use in entertainment. All right. Let's get into it. Y'all know politics is always first, so let's go ahead and knock that out because, baby, we got some stuff to talk about. Some of y'all going to be mad at some of the stuff we're going to talk about this morning, but we got to keep you guys informed so you guys will know going forward what to expect. All right? Let's get it and let's go. All right. Trump is still trumping. Anytime we're talking about politics, we got to throw him in there because, baby, he is doing the absolute damn most. Let's get into it. Shout out to the 100 watching and growing. All right. Please don't forget to tap on that like, guys, as you come in. All right. Please don't forget to do that for me. I see you, Scorpion Miss in the building. I see you. All right. So according to Hollywood Unlocked, Donald Trump administration allows 6 more states to ban SNAP benefits for sodas, candy, and other processed and junk foods. All right. So 12 states in total. We're going to let you guys know those states here in a second. But let's go ahead and get you guys updated on what's going on. Now, the Donald Trump administration has announced that 6 more states are banning Americans from using SNAP benefits for soda, candy, and other processed and junk foods. Now, across these states, this says that the change to SNAP benefits, also known as food stamps, okay, which I wish I could get some, will impact approximately 8.5 million people in low and no income housing or households, okay? Now, as of 2024, more than 40 million people across the country received the allowance. Now, on Monday, August the 4th, it says that the U.S. Department of Agriculture, which is the USDA, announced that U.S. Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke L. Rollins, joined by U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services Robert F. Kennedy Jr. signed 6 new food choice state waivers to further advance President Trump's efforts to make America healthy again. His ass ain't even healthy. You walking around here built like the Michelin Man, and you worrying about somebody getting sodas and chips and damn mini Baby Ruth bars and Snicker bars. Your chunky ass, I'm pretty sure, eat them daily. But you want to stop other people with SNAP benefits who, it's food. Ain't it food? Chips is food. Shit. You get hungry enough, you ain't find nothing else, you grab you some chips. It will suffice until you can get something else. A Snicker bar, shit, it's a whole commercial. All right, why are you angry? You angry because your ass is hungry and they're telling you to eat a fucking Snicker bar, but they don't want to give you a Snicker bar no more if you got SNAP benefits. All right, now per the USDA, the signed waivers will amend the statutory definition of food for purchase for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, which is SNAP, in West Virginia. So these are the states. If you live in these states, this is going to affect you if you get SNAP benefits. All right, West Virginia, Florida, Colorado, Louisiana, Oklahoma, and Texas, each commencing in 2026. Now, before aforementioned states, it said that Secretary Rowlands previously signed waivers for Nebraska, Iowa, Indiana, and Arkansas, as well as Idaho, and of course, Utah. Now, I said the signatures arrived between May and June. So if you live in any of those states, this will affect your SNAP benefits to where you get to the Virginia, you ain't gonna be able to get it because they're gonna be like, nope. According to the new change, you ain't gonna be able to get no more Snicker bars and Doritos and those nice little wavy chips that y'all be getting. They cutting all that shit out because they want America to eat healthy. I think they said that America is one of the non-healthiest eaters. All right, but my thing is to eat healthy at cost. Try going into the store, get you a buggy or a basket and fill up on healthy items and see if you get to the cash register and that shit costs more than unhealthy items. It just does. Okay. The reality of it is, honey, to go and buy lettuce and tomatoes and cucumbers and all these other things that you eat healthy, it's going to cost you. It's going to really cost you. But, I feel like if you get SNAP benefits, you eat what the fuck you want to eat. I don't know why they care about that no more than they care about what a woman does with her body if she gets pregnant by somebody she chooses not to get pregnant by. I feel like they are getting too involved in people's personal business when it comes to that. Food is fucking food. I don't give a hot damn if you eat a dog's leg or a fucking hot dog. If you're eating and it's supplemental to you for that day or for whenever, I don't give a damn. Like, I feel like Congress be worried about things that really don't, pertain to them or that's really not important versus people. And I keep saying it, we have too many homeless people. We have too many, we have people who are not educated that should be. There are jobs that need to be filled. And there are people that need, there are people that need jobs, and there are people who are steady in the unemployment line and people who need SNAP benefits who can't get them. Okay. I mean, damn, why are they so focused on things that we really don't give a fuck about? All right, so let's get into what they had to say right here because they're still talking about it, y'all. Let's get into it. Bobby Kennedy Jr. is putting an end to SNAP benefits being used to purchase sugary drinks and candy. It says that we're spending $405 million a day on SNAP. It said that about 10% is going to sugary drinks, and if you add candies to it, said that it's about 13 to 17%. So the U.S. taxpayers should not be paying to feed kids food that the poorest kids in our country with food that will give them diabetes. Says that we're going to put an end to that.
Changes to the SNAP program are emblematic of that commitment.
This motherfucker here worrying about some damn sugary drinks and food, and he can't even talk. Why he sound like a broke muffler up here?
SNAP, SNAP, we're spending $405 million a day on SNAP. And about 10% is going to sugary drinks. And between, and if you add candy.
Motherfucker here been using his SNAP benefits for cigarettes, sound like his throat is tore out.
To that, it's about 13 to 17%. And we all believe in free choice. We live in a democracy. People can make their own choice about what they're going to buy and what they're not going to buy. If you want to buy a sugary soda, you ought to be able to do that. But the U.S. taxpayer should not pay for it. And the U.S. taxpayer should not be paying to feed kids foods, the poorest kids in our country, with foods that are going to give them diabetes. And then my agency ends up through Medicaid and Medicare paying for those injuries. So we're going to put an end to that, and we're doing it step by step, state by state. Her changes to the SNAP program are emblematic of that commitment.
Since my confirmation, our department has encouraged states to think differently and creatively about how to solve the many health issues facing Americans. One way is by not allowing taxpayer-funded benefits to be used to purchase unhealthy items like soda, candy, and other junk food. The number one purchase by SNAP recipients is sugary drinks. SNAP is a supplemental nutrition program meant to provide health food benefits to low-income families to supplement their grocery budget so they can afford the nutritious food essential to health and well-being. That is the stated purpose of the SNAP program. The law states it, and President Trump's USDA plans to deliver on it alongside our partners at HHS. So today, I'm proud to sign 6 more waivers for Florida, West Virginia, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, and Colorado. This is in addition to the waivers we've. Since my confirmation, our department has encouraged states to think differently and create already signed for Iowa, Indiana, and others across the country. I continue to encourage states to be laboratories of innovation, think through how you can promote healthy families and healthy communities. And because of our historic partnership, USDA and HHS, and the visionary leadership of the governors here with us today and of the states represented by the signings, we are doing something about it. These SNAP waivers are just one piece of the MAHA effort. We work so closely together to encourage voluntary commitments to remove artificial food dyes, among other things, from our food supply. And together we are crafting sensical dietary guidelines for Americans that prioritize whole, healthy, and nutritious foods. Already signed.
All right, so y'all hear that? I hear that. For those of you that are receiving SNAP benefits, there will be some upcoming changes as related to that. So no more unhealthy foods with your SNAP benefits is what they're saying. All right. As I told you guys, the 6 new states are joining the movement. All right. They said that yesterday, the Great American Farmer Market and what is that? Something Kennedy child signed food choice state waivers. All right. For the West Virginia, Florida, Colorado, Louisiana, Oklahoma, and Texas to remove unhealthy foods from SNAP. Okay, so if you get ready to get in that line, honey, and trying to purchase that stuff, your card might not accept it or will not accept it because that's what they're trying to do. Okay, I'm all for eating healthy because I'm a healthy eater as well. But sometimes I want a chip or two. Sometimes I want a mini because I buy the minis. That I don't feel so guilty when I eat the mini candy bars. I eat a little candy bar, but I like the minis, and I don't feel so guilty with eating a whole fucking candy bar. Like, oh God, what am I doing? But yeah, from time to time, because sometimes you want, some nice little chips and, nice little chip and dip. I like some chip and dip or just some regular chips or, like I said, a little candy bar too, or, whatever. We don't always want to eat healthy. Sometimes you want to, steer from the beaten path and eat something that's not so healthy. But if you want SNAP benefits, you will not be able to use your money to do so. Okay. So prayers to anyone that may be affected. All right, let's move on. Shout out Hollywood Unlocked for that information. Now let's get into this information that I ran across this morning that was sent to me. I said, well, I'll go ahead and add it to the show because it definitely needs to be talked about. Now they are talking about in this situation. Shout out to Tyrese. That's what we're looking. Fair use. All right. Now, when I hear stuff like this, it lets me know that our people right here, that we're going to be next. Damn it. All right. Now, it says that in an unbelievable moment, it says that Trump says that the undocumented workers are born to work in the fields. These people do it naturally. He says that naturally they don't get bad backs because if they get a bad back, they be unalive. So that he says the racist part out loud. Let's listen to this because y'all know Trump don't give a damn what he say, and his racism is always going to be in the forefront. He don't give a damn. He feels like he say what the fuck he wants to say about whomever, whenever, and most of his heat towards people be towards black people. I'm seeing. All right, he done came for Gail. He done came for Oprah. We talked about it yesterday. He done came for so many people. Al Sharpton. I'm like, what Al doing? Al ain't doing nothing to bother nobody. All he doing out here is getting perms and doing his speeches. He ain't bothering no damn body. All right, he get his little just for me perm and he go do a speech. He ain't fucking with nobody. Here go Trump. But let's get into what was said right here because y'all got to hear this.
To their country with a pass back in legally, and we're doing things that are that are very difficult to do and very complex, but it works really well. We're sending them back, and then they're schooling, they're learning, they're coming in legally. We have a lot of that going on, but we're taking care of our farmers. We can't let our farmers not have anybody, these people that you can't replace them very easily. People that live in the inner city are not doing that work. They're just not doing that work. And they've tried, we've tried, everybody tried. They don't do it. These people do it naturally. I said, what happens if they get it to a farmer the other day? What happens if they get a bad back? He said, they don't get a bad back, sir, because if they get a bad back, they die. I said, that's interesting, isn't it? These are very, in many ways, they're very, very special people to their country.
It kind of reminds me of slavery. I see it up here on the thing. They said, come on, Trump just said it sounds like slavery, and it does. What happened when black people got a bad back in the day when they were in the fields picking cotton? When they fall out, or they didn't pick enough cotton, because y'all know back then, because I did my little research on it. Back then, the slaves would pick cotton, and they would weigh it because they had a certain amount that they had to pick per day. And when they weighed it, the weight had to be at a certain level that the master or the person who was the overseer told them that they had to pick. And if they were below that, they would be punished by being whipped. Do your research, okay? Now, of course, y'all know Mexicans, whenever they come over here, they do the picking and stuff like that, oranges or whatever is in the field that needs to be picked. Not too many black people are doing that because of what the ancestors had to go through. I ain't picking shit, okay? I'm not picking shit. I'm going to go in the store and pick it off the counter, I'm going to get it from there, but I ain't going to nobody's field. I'm just saying, I'm not doing it. Shout out to the ancestors for knocking that out for me where I ain't got to do it. I appreciate you, honey, for being in that slave heat because, baby, I don't even like to be hot. I don't like to be sweaty unless I gotta be. But at the end of the day, I feel like Trump was definitely speaking out on, like he said, undocumented workers, of course, like Mexicans or people who come over here that don't have their paperwork in order and still have to survive. They pick jobs like this so that they can get by. But he's saying, hey, what happens if they got a bad back and they can't do it? He said the farmer told him they ain't gonna get a bad back because if they do, they gonna DIE. So we know what that means. That sounds a little racist, a little bit, but we're gonna journey on, honey, because we got more topics that we gotta get into. All right, so Stephen A. Smith, we got to talk about him. We talked about him yesterday coming for Michelle Obama. Now he's coming for Kamala Harris. All right. Now, Stephen A. Smith claims that Kamala Harris doesn't have the snowball chance in hell of becoming president in 2028. Why? Because you want to be? And y'all remember he said that he would be open to running for president. I wouldn't vote for him. I don't know about any of you. I wouldn't vote for his ass, okay? I would not vote for Stephen A. Smith to be no damn president of the United States. And I get it, he is a black man, but not every black man qualifies. Unless you have what Obama has and that you can come behind that, it's a hell no for me. Okay? It's a hell no for me. I will vote for Kamala before I vote for Stephen A. Smith. And that's just on period. All right? That is just on period. I feel like she could have won this election if Trump didn't have Elon Musk putting a bunch of money and some illegal bullshit behind him getting into office. Allegedly, okay? Because we can't prove it just yet, so we got to say allegedly. I feel like, in my opinion, that he stole the election, just like he did when his ass was the president before. But do I feel like Kamala could have walked away with this thing? I do, because she did have a lot of votes and people that did vote for her because they didn't want Trump in office. We only had two choices between Trump and then Kamala. Y'all know she stepped up whenever Joe Biden was going through his medical situations, and I feel like she could have walked away with it very easily. But do I feel like Stephen A. Smith should be speaking down on, we're going to say black woman because we do claim her. All right, she's done great things in terms of stepping up for Joe and being the vice president, standing in for him and doing what needed to be done. But I do not like it that Stephen A. Smith have all this heat for women, strong women as well. Michelle Obama is a strong woman. I feel like a lot of the decisions that were made when Obama was in office, I feel like a lot of those probably came from Michelle too, because she's very, very smart. She's very intelligent. And I feel like a lot of that spilled over into the decisions that Obama actually made when he ran office. Now, do I feel like Kamala could do it as well? She's very intelligent as well. She's very poised. She's very smart. She knows what she's doing. I feel like she can come in there. People trust her. People like her. She's very likable, more than Trump. So I feel like I was very surprised when I saw that she didn't win. But then I thought about it. I said, is America ready for a woman to be president? Maybe that's something that kind of kept her back from taking office because, you know, like I said, other countries have women that run their countries. Our country, for whatever reason, just still is not woke yet. We're still not ready to get over that hump of only seeing a man run the country. Because quiet is kept, women, and this is not any dig towards a man, but women are much smarter than men. Statistically, go look at it. Statistically, women are much smarter than men. We're thinkers. Women are thinkers. Not to say that men are not, but when it comes to women and a man, I feel like we overthink things. We weigh options. We think about all of that versus a man coming in, he just make a split decision based on what's going on in the moment. Okay. Especially if you're a mother. It makes you be an overthinker if you're a mother. Okay. Because you're thinking about the pros and the cons of whatever the situation may be and how it will affect you in the end. So let's get into what Stephen A. Smith has to say. All right.
She makes a boatload of money with this book. I hope that she, does a tell-all and she breaks it down and this nets her millions upon millions upon millions of dollars. Because I hope y'all don't think for 1 second that she's got a chance to win in 2028. She doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell. There is no way America will pick Kamala as a Democratic nominee for the presidency of the United States in 2028. It won't happen. It just won't happen. It's too much there to hold against her. They're not going to do it. She had a chance to win a gubernatorial seat in California, I believe. But evidently, through her research, she found out that may not have been the case, or that was a job that she didn't want, or a combination of both. Hey, the presidency ain't happening. I hope she makes a boatload of money with this book.
Y'all hear that?
I hope that she...
Sound like a little bit of hateration there, because he definitely said, I would definitely be open to running for president. Nigga, ain't nobody voting for you. You'll be lucky to get 5 votes. You're not likable, Stephen A. Smith. You're really not likable enough for you to attain or obtain enough votes to get you in office. You're not respected like that. A lot of people don't like you because you're too mouthy and you're too confrontational, first of all. All right. If we really don't fuck with Trump like that, how you think we feel about you? All right. Your black card is almost about to be this. Ripped in half. Because you've been doing the fucking most here the last few days. All right. I'm still mad about you coming for Michelle. Because I feel like Michelle is somewhere down the line related to me in some type of way. And I go hard for mine. I don't like all this heat that you got toward these women. And you can come on up off Kamala Harris too. All right. You come up off her as well. Because your ass don't stand a snowball chance in hell either for getting your ass cheeks in the Oval Office either. All right. Let me go ahead and say it right here on my channel. And it's my opinion. Moving on. Representative Jolanda Jones says that Government Abbott is making up ish. All right. I like a woman with a slick mouth who knows her shit whenever she's in politics, just like I love. What's my other girl? Because we about to talk about her in a second. We about to talk about her, Jasmine Crockett, honey. Yes, God. Says that making up ish and fighting over redistricting. Okay. Let's get into this because baby, she's a shit talker and I love it. Let's go ahead and share so y'all can see with me. We about to get up off politics in a minute and get into the mess. Y'all bear with me. All right. Because there's been so much going on and we got to keep you guys updated. Shout out to the girls are fighting. Let's get into Miss Jolanda Jones going off. So Texas Representative Jolanda Jones of Houston on Democrats leave state over redistricting. Okay.
A part of my practice is criminal defense work. There is no felony in the Texas Penal Code for what he says. So respectfully, he's making up some okay? He's trying to get sound bites.
Yikes.
And he has no legal mechanism. And if he did, subpoenas from Texas don't work in New York. So he gonna come get us how? Subpoenas in Texas don't work in Chicago. He's gonna come get us how? So let me be clear. He's putting up smoke and mirrors.
Come on.
And I'm hopeful that the media doesn't follow that. I will also say this. I was on the redistricting committee. I sat in on the meetings. We had 3 sham hearings with no maps, where people were forced to testify that they were neutral on the maps because of our processes, when actually, I would say about 99.9% of the people were against it. So they set it up. So when the litigation happens, because it's going to happen, trust and believe, right? That there will be testimony saying that everybody was neutral on it, which is, excuse my French, a damn lie.
Come on.
Part of my practice is criminal defense work. There is no felony in the Texas Penal Code for what he says. So respectfully, he's making up some.
I like her. I'm sorry. I like her. You better tell them, okay? Pardon my French. I don't give a damn. Okay, I love her. Now, Texas State Representative Jolanda Jones, who represents the Houston area, delivered a sharp rebuke, honey, of Governor Greg Abbott's redistricting push during a press conference with fellow Democrats. Now, Jones, known for her outspoken style, accused Abbott of manufacturing false narratives to justify GOP-led efforts to redraw Texas congressional maps. Now, Governor Abbott is making up some ish. Plain and simple, according to what Jones had to say. Y'all just heard her. Now, this isn't about fairness as it is about power, and it's about silencing voters who don't look like or agree with him. Come on. Said that the event was part of a broader effort by Texas Democrats to resist what they describe as radically discriminatory gerrymandering. Come on now. I'm learning some new words today. Now, many of the lawmakers present, including Jones, were among those who previously fled the state to break quorum and block redistricting legislation. Let's continue on, honey. Now, says that Jones emphasized that the fight is far from over. Says that we've left the state before and we'll do it again. Said that if we have to, said that we're not going to just sit and let them rig the system. So she clocking it, honey. She clocking they bullshit and she's calling them out on it. All right. Much like Jasmine Crockett does, all right, when it comes to the people in Congress when they on the bullshit. So I love this lady here, honey, Representative Jolanda Jones, baby. You just got a new fan. I love it when women, our Black women especially, speak up and don't be intimidated by the white man in office by allowing them to just do things and get away with that shit. When you clock it, you call it. All right. Yeah. All right. She there with it. She there with it. And I love it. All right, so if we got anybody out there in Texas, baby, just know that you got Representative Jolanda Jones fighting for you out there. All right, so y'all gonna be all right with Jolanda in office because Jolanda don't take no shit. She gonna cuss them out too in the process. I love her. All right, let's move on. Let's move on, honey. Shout out to Revolt News. Representative Jasmine Crockett. We got to talk about her, honey. She got to come after Jolanda Jones. All right. She got to come behind her. All right. She calls out the GOP gerrymandering plot. Just what we just finished talking about with Jolanda Jones. She mentioned it as well. And we got to let Miss Crockett put her stank on it as well. Okay. Let's get into it. Because y'all know she going to let them know. Oh, sorry. Let me share, child. I'm so excited to hear from Jasmine Crockett, baby. I forgot to share. Y'all forgive me. All right. Forgive me, honey. Let me share so y'all can see with me. Look at me being all stingy. All right. Let's get it up here, honey. Let's get it up here. Let's send it back so y'all can hear it. And here we go. Shout out to Jasmine Crockett.
They're talking about they're starting to cheat. They've been cheating. We know that the Republicans have abdicated their duties as relates to those in the House as well as the Senate, and they know we won't back down. So I got news for them. As they sit up here and think that they're about to win, let me tell you, they are playing the game known as the biggest loser. And the biggest one sits in the White House, and baby, the baby loser right here is down there below him.
Hold on, where the Becky going? Why Becky walking off while Jasmine talking? I don't like that.
They will lose because the people are speaking out and they are showing up. It is the same reason the Republicans don't want to go into their districts and talk to the people, because they know that their policies are loser policies. They are losers. They're talking about they're starting to cheat. They've been cheating.
Yes, honey. Come on, Jasmine, coming on through this. So Jasmine Crockett says, honey, that Republicans know that they're losing. So instead of fixing it, they're out here changing the rules, rigging the maps, trying to cheat and hoping that people will not notice. Said that this is a blatant attempt at voter suppression. Said that they know that they can't win fair and square, not after everything that they've done and continue to do to tear this country apart. She says that I stood with Representative Veazey and the Voting Rights Caucus to say, not on our watch. Okay, this is what Jasmine Crockett had to say. She's verified. You guys see the check mark there. Says that we see the play and we are fighting back. I don't blame her. All right, what y'all think about what she had to say here? So she's coming on up, honey, after what we just heard from Miss Jolanda. And thank you so much, Jasmine, for that quote. All right, moving on. Let's get into some more stuff because they said that, honey, won't no Epstein files. And now they're talking about the Epstein files. So is it files or not? Damn. How y'all gonna say there's no files and now y'all want to talk about some damn files that don't supposed to be? Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Ball alert. Thank you. Epstein files slam FBI for protecting the powerful and say that justice is still denied. Y'all feel that? Let's see. All right. It said that the fallout from Jeffrey Epstein's scandal continues, and now his victims are turning their anger toward the federal agencies that they say failed them yet again. Now, Epstein survivors are publicly blasting the FBI and Department of Justice for what they claim is a continued effort to project high-powered individuals rather than pursue real accountability. Said the two victims recently filed letters in federal court demanding independent oversight of the redactions made in newly released documents, alleging that the government removed names to shield wealthy men connected to Epstein's trafficking operations. I've been saying that. Wealthy men who were on this list, a list that they said didn't even exist. Now, we just heard that the other day because I covered it. I do believe that there is a list. I believe that Trump is at the very top of that motherfucking list. You know why? I showed you guys pictures where he was hugged up on young girls. Do I still have the pictures? Let me see. Because I always like to show receipts when I'm talking about something. Okay. I'm over here talking like Tisha Tower. Hold on. Did I save the pictures? Hold on. Because I said, I know you lying. His own brother says that he feels, Epstein's brother says that he feels that Epstein was unalived, okay, because of some of the things that Epstein was probably going to put out there in terms of who was involved in said situations with young minors, because that's what was going on. They were trafficking young girls. Give me a second here. Let me see, did I get rid of those damn pictures? May have to post them on my wall. I know I got them though. Let me see. I sent them to my email. And he was all kissy face on. Let me see if they put them somewhere else. Bear with me, guys, because I like to show receipts when I'm talking about stuff so that you guys can follow me and understand what we're talking about. Because Trump been on some mess, and I feel like he's slowly trying to cover his tracks because he doesn't want to be seen. Is this it? Oh yeah, I might have to put that up there too. Yeah. Let me go ahead. In a few minutes, I'm gonna add this. Let me save this right here. Let's go ahead and finish this, then I'm gonna add this other one because we definitely got to look at that. Now he says, I am not a pawn. Okay, so one survivor said in her statement, accusing the DOJ of putting the privacy of billionaires ahead of the public's right to know. Said the survivors are pushing back against the decision to shut down further document releases, calling it an insult to the years that they've spent seeking justice. All right. Danielle Bensky, one of the more vocal survivors, called the Trump administration's decision to halt the release of Epstein-related files worse than silencing. She says it effectively rewrites the history of abuse and allows those connected to Epstein's crimes to walk away untouched. All right. Yeah. People like Trump. We're going to keep saying his name because I feel like that he's in on this bullshit. I really do. I really do. Let me stop sharing. Let me pull up this other post that I have that's definitely going to shed some more light because I just saw it the other day. Ghislaine Maxwell, all of them is in that mess. Trump, Ghislaine, Trump's wife know about the shit because she right here. Let me show y'all this so y'all can see what I'm looking at here. All right, hold on. All right. Get it up here for you. Because they be thinking they trying to be slick out here, honey. We about to pull this shit up here in a second. Give me a second. I believe that Trump may have paid off some people to get rid of some stuff on them damn files and some evidence? I do believe that may have happened. Give me a second, you guys. Thank y'all for bearing with me. That's not it. Let me send it. Let me just upload it. Damn. Ugh. Give me 1 second. I'm going to just upload it. That's faster. All right. All right. Let me get this pulled up right quick. Okay. All right. So I saw this on the share. Hold on. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and share. I saw this on comedian D.L. Hughley's page, and we're going to talk about it. Because they're saying that the FBI redacted Trump's name, you guys, from the Epstein files. Let's look at this. Yeah, let's look at this, honey. I said, I know you lying. All right. So as you guys can see, it said that the FBI has redacted Trump's name from the Epstein files. Said he reportedly appeared in the files numerous times. Y'all see that? Numerous times. Let's get into it. Y'all can see there in the background. All right, said that a Bloomberg report revealed that 1,000 FBI agents were tasked with flagging Trump's name in the Jeffrey Epstein files, totaling tens of thousands of pages. Now, his name, which appeared numerous times, was then redacted from the files, along with other prominent public figures, according to Bloomberg, which spoke to 3 people familiar with the matter. Now, y'all remember, and I think I showed you guys, or may have talked about, where Trump was doing some type of press conference and they were asking him about these said files. He was like, the files don't exist. They don't exist. Well, yeah, of course, if you've asked or maybe paid for, allegedly, your name to be redacted from said files, or to just get rid of them completely, just so that nothing comes back on you. It's saying that his name was mentioned on there many times and the shit was taken up off there. All right. I told y'all there's pictures out there of him. Now it said that Epstein victims call it a cover up, as I just told you guys. All right, they wanted it public. They said that the DOJ has claimed it won't release the files to protect victims, yet the siblings of the most well-known Epstein victims, Virginia Giuffre, y'all know she just passed away, have called for the files to be released, claiming that their late sister wanted them made public. Now, other Epstein victims have accused the Trump administration of engaging in a cover-up, as Ghislaine Maxwell, a convicted SEX trafficker who sexually abused minors, was moved to a low-security prison, sparking a concern over potential pardon or immunity deal. All right, this person here is Sky Robert, which is the brother of Epstein victim, Virginia Giuffre. Y'all know she has passed away. She was hit by a bus. I feel like that shit might have happened on purpose to get her out of the way, because she was fully cooperating with the feds in this situation. All right. Y'all know they don't want people talking, especially when people who are very prominent in this situation, like Trump. His name coming up and other celebrity names. All right. We heard about Bill Clinton. All right. While his ass was in there. I don't know if they hired his ass to be over there blowing the damn, what was it? He was like, over there at Trump Island with the damn saxophone. He might have been blowing some other things, because they said his name was listed on Epstein's list to be on Epstein's private jet. What you doing on the jet? And where did you go on the jet? All right. Chris Tucker, his name was listed on there too. I saw the list of what was put out there in terms of who was on this damn private jet. All right, Bill Clinton, you got some explaining to do. All right, what was going on in the oral office? That's what I'm gonna call it. I know it's the Oval Office. What was going on in the oral office up over there? Okay. All All right, over there with his damn saxophone. Do, 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 nigga. All right, so this says that when are we going to start believing the survivors? I know that shit right. Okay. So what everyone sees when you wear your MAGA hat, said I support what Trump and Epstein did. Not. What do y'all think about that? Where they're saying that Trump's name was listed here many times, all right, but redacted from this said list that they keep saying does not exist. I think they're trying to get rid of that damn list. All right, but and I feel like if Ghislaine Maxwell trip up and say the wrong thing, y'all see Trump's wife right there with Epstein, they hung out because there's several pictures of them together. So you can't tell me birds of a feather that flock together did not see some inappropriate things and or participated in said things as well. Ghislaine Maxwell would say that you touched and did some inappropriate things, that you set the girls up and groomed them to be with other men, including Epstein. Trump, you were there as well. And hey, if y'all saw some of the older pictures of Trump's wife, Melanoma, and I know it's Melania, all right, she was a freak back then too. Walk around with the Madonna bra, with the pointy comb bra on and negligee and all that. Yeah, our first lady is a thought monster. Yeah, she's a thought monster, our first lady. All right. But yeah, let's continue on. Let's continue on. All right. Can y'all see me real good? Said Clinton, Oprah, Chris Tucker. Yeah. A lot of them. Doing that nasty mess. But let's get on to the next topic, honey. I'm done with politics. Let's get into the mess, honey, because I know that's what y'all waiting for. Let's get into it. There's so much going on in the YouTube streets and social media streets, child. Shout out to the 261 watching me. Let's get those likes up, guys, so that we can 268 over here. So that we can get these videos pushed out into the algorithm. All right. Now, Florida man is arrested after fatally powwowing his grandparents, then claiming that God told him to do it. Child said the police say that he also powwowed their neighbor who was attempting to call 911 for help. All right. Now, a Florida man, like I said, was arrested after police say he fatally powwowed his grandparents, 83-year-old Reverend George White and 81-year-old Mary White. Says that he's also accused of powwowing his neighbor who was attempting to help. She sustained non-life-threatening injuries. Let's get into it. According to police, 22-year-old Jeremiah Campbell was charged with unaliving after they responded to a call about a Brevard County home on Washington Street. Said that they claimed after an altercation between Campbell and his grandparents, he fatally powwowed his grandmother in the home. Now, in an attempt to get to safety, his grandfather, Reverend White, ran to the neighbor's home, and Campbell reportedly followed his grandfather, powwowed through the neighbor's locked door, and fatally powwowed the grandfather. It says that the 25-year-old neighbor calling 911 was struck as well. This fuck is crazy. I see why they got his ass in that crazy chair. Now, according to police, during the arrest, Campbell was sobbing uncontrollably and shouting a stream of incoherent words. It said that God told him to send his grandparents to him. A report said, well, why you ain't go first? Okay. Says that the affidavit claims that Campbell's pupils were dilated, sweating profusely, and making incoherent statements about a cyclops of Satan, child. He must have been on some type of drugs or something. Now, it says that according to a family member, an argument between Campbell and his grandparents had erupted earlier that day after he was questioned about being high, and I just said it, on an unknown substance that he is being held. Said that he is also being held at the Brevard County jail without bond. It's crazy. You pow through somebody's door. You can look in his eyes and tell he's possessed. That's him here in the middle. 22 years old. He is possessed with Satan. Okay. He could have took some time. You see, you should have been home brushing your damn combing your hair or something with all these damn peas on your head. Now, you don't unalive your grandparents. You know that you on some other shit. I don't know what kind of drugs he was on, but baby, it could have been fentanyl, because that fentanyl make you go to sleep. He was wired up and ready to go, baby. I don't know what the hell he was on, but prayers and rest in peace to his grandparents, honey, who was just, it's sad that you live to be, how old were they? That you live to be in your 80s and your own grandchild take you out. That is some crazy shit right there. That is some shit. I hope they should go and get, you know what? I'd rather see him get a chair. Let me just say that. I don't like to promote that, but I'm just saying, in situations like this, if you take somebody's life like this, I think you should get the chair. Yeah, they should bring the chair back and his ass should be in that motherfucker and turn the vote all the way up on his ass, because that is just team too much. How the hell do you take your grandparents out? I love my grandparents. I could never in my wildest dreams think of doing no shit like that or anything even close to it, harming them in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, just because you high on something does not mean that you do not have to take responsibility for doing what you did. Let's go ahead and play this. Shout out to Neighborhood Talk.
The 22-year-old was detained and had a spontaneous utterance saying that God told him to send his grandparents to him, according to the report.
In a West Melbourne triple shooting that took the lives of an elderly couple, 22-year-old Jeremiah Campbell is charged with killing his grandparents. Detectives say he also shot and hurt a neighbor. As West 2's Brevard County reporter Megan Moriarty explains, new documents reveal why he says he did it.
22-year-old Jeremiah Campbell will soon go before a judge for a second time to give a plea of guilty or not guilty. He's charged with the murders of his grandparents, 83-year-old Reverend George White and 81-year-old Mary White. He's also accused of shooting and injuring a neighbor who was trying to help the family. During his initial appearance, he was incredibly emotional, sobbing, and at one point he even got sick. A newly released arrest affidavit reveals he was in a similar state when he was. The 22-year-old was detained and had a spontaneous utterance saying that God told him to send his grandparents. The affidavit states when deputies found Campbell after the shooting, he was sobbing uncontrollably and shouting a stream of incoherent words. The 22-year-old was detained and had a spontaneous utterance saying that God told him to send his grandparents to him, according to the report. A search warrant obtained by West 2 says deputies observed Campbell to be sweating, to have dilated pupils, and making incoherent statements, such as claiming to see Cyclops and claiming Satan was in his head. The report goes on to say that a family member reported that Campbell was in an argument with the victims earlier that evening. She says it was over the belief that he was under the influence of an unknown drug. Right now, Campbell is being held at the Brevard County Jail with no bond. Covering Brevard County in West Melbourne, Megan Moriarty, West 2 News.
And Campbell is due back in court on August 21st. 22-year-old is now facing charges accused of killing his grandparents in a Brevard.
All right, so we saw all of that.
And then he went in the bathroom. You see the bathroom there. Shut the door, and that was it.
The Brevard County Sheriff's Office responded to Washington Street in West Melbourne Wednesday night for shots fired. According to deputies, George White ran over to French's home asking for help, saying his wife had been shot.
George was standing here, inside the door. And we had it locked so that nobody could get in. And somebody from over in this area, I think, had a 9mm, and he put these holes in the door.
Deputies say 22-year-old Jeremiah Campbell shot George White along with French's 25-year-old granddaughter, who was inside trying to call 911. She was taken to the hospital for her injuries.
And what we found is for not only 2 gunshot victims, but a third victim was also found in the house, the elderly gentleman's wife. Both he and his wife have been pronounced dead.
Sheriff Wayne Ivey says Mary and George White were killed. Campbell, the accused shooter, is their grandson.
George was probably, and Mary, to me, and I've been knowing him for 30 years. Was probably one of the best neighbors I ever had.
Mm.
He'd do anything for you.
French says that his granddaughter is okay. She got home from the hospital later this afternoon, but he says mentally it will be a long road to recovery. As for Campbell, he is being held at the Brevard County Jail. He is facing charges for attempted second-degree murder and second-degree murder. He's being held on no bond, and he has an initial appearance tomorrow afternoon. Covering
for not only.
Y'all heard it here. That's so sad. That's a very sad situation. That's a very sad situation. When you're taking those drugs into your system, there are spirits that are attached to those drugs. Let me just say that right now and stop sharing. Let me get back to my main screen. Let's talk about this. All right. When you're taking drugs, just know that there are certain spirits that are attached to said drugs when you're taking them into your body. Your body is supposed to be a temple. Your body is supposed to be a temple. So when you're taking these drugs, which carry these spirits into your temple that is supposed to be kept clean, you are tainting your spirit, and those evil spirits are residing within you. And then you wonder why you're acting crazy. Okay. You wonder why you're acting crazy and doing things that you wouldn't ordinarily do. You can't blame it on the drugs when the police come and get your ass and you do something that's illegal, because you're still going to have to face those charges. This young man, 22 years old, is facing attempted unaliving and unaliving charges. So he can say all day that the devil told him to do it and the Lord told him to send him, to send his grandparents to him. Yeah, no, that's not how that works. Who are you? Okay. Life and death is up to God. Okay. Jam session is needed. Thank you guys so much. Say no more. We're going to get it on up in there. But you guys heard that. Y'all put in the chat what y'all think. Says alcohol and drugs definitely are called spirits for a reason. Yeah, you're right, Cassandra. Let's put that up there. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That's a sad situation. All right. Shout out to the neighbors for trying to assist. I mean, that neighbor could have lost his life as well for trying to help out, because the person was definitely on demon time and was definitely trying to carry out an evil spirit's plot and or mission. Okay, we call it that because that's what it was. It was an evil mission and plot by the devil. Was talking to him. He let the devil use him, thoroughly. And now he is going to be spending that time. The devil ain't going to spend none of that time, but his ass going to spend every bit of that time. You better think about it. The devil told you to do something. The devil told me to do. Okay. And the devil ain't going to spend none of that time. You will. So he probably going to get the death penalty, if not life in prison for that act. All right. Let's go ahead and get our jam session up and running. So you guys can go ahead and tap on that like button for me. All right. Hey. Tap the like. Continue on. Y'all keep tapping on that like, all right, so we can get on through our show. All right. Oh, I'm going to move this to the front. I got to talk about Trump one more time, and I ain't want to. Damn. But we got to talk about this because, child, if y'all have teenagers that are getting into trouble, Trump is getting ready to have y'all kids out here charged as adults. Let's get into it, child. Trump wants to start charging DC teens and adolescent gang members as adults if they commit violent crimes starting at age 14. All right, at age 14, your kids should be their ass in the house or at school. They should not be running the streets committing any type of crimes. All right, so you got to toughen up and step it on up, being parents out here, because Trump is trying to get your kids railroaded. Said that this should have been done a long time ago. Now, I do agree that there should something be done about the gang activity. There definitely should be something done. But I feel like Trump don't care about our kids, and not just our kids are in gangs, because, you know, especially out in DC and other places like LA. Okay, that's some of our races out there. All right, Mexicans, Latinos, everybody out there on the gang bullshit. But Trump is getting ready to ask for all kids starting at age 14 that's involved in said gang activity to be tried as an adult. Let's get into this. Now, they said that he recently took to his Truth Social app to express that he wants to start charging minors convicted of violent offenses as adults. He claims that he wants to do this to lock them up for a very long time, starting as young as 14. Now, it says at the post, he says it's targeting DC's youth and adolescent gang members because they feel invincible to the law, knowing that if they are arrested, that they'll be released with little or to no consequences. Give me 1 second, you guys. Hold on, babe. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Let's continue. Now it says that of course y'all know these kids feel like they're invincible, and when they get get arrested, that they'll be released with little or no consequences. Said that he shared a photo of an alleged victim that he says was brutally attacked by a violent minor, and claims that if Washington D.C. doesn't get its act together, that he'll be forced to sign an order granting federal control of the city. Ooh, child. Now, he says that would allow them to run the city how it's supposed to be run. Said that he went on to question whether a law like this should have been enforced a long time ago, and doubled down on his commitment to make America great again by reiterating that he'll use his power to turn DC into a federalized city. Child. Now, Trump is also up to something. They're saying that, what are your thoughts on him wanting to charge local youth with and adolescent gang members as adults for violent crimes? What do you guys think about that? Put it in the chat. Do you feel that adolescents who are involved in the gang activity and they wind up hurting someone or unaliving someone, should they be charged as adults? Okay. Do you feel like that Trump should be out here federalizing these laws and involved in said laws? What do you guys think? Because depending on the crime, because they in some states they are charging them as adults. All right. I think I've shared on my channel quite a few times where some of these adolescents are being charged as adults as well for committing adult crime. So parents, you got to toughen up. I know they say you can't spank your kids or you're gonna go to jail for abuse and all this other stuff, but you gotta toughen up. You gotta toughen up, snatch a knot in their ass and let them know, you're not gonna be staying out. Matter of fact, you're not leaving this house without my knowledge. They should not be running the streets. 14-year-olds should not be outside after 10, 9 o'clock. Your ass supposed to be inside, get ready for school. It's summertime, they should be working somewhere. As soon as my child can get a work permit, his ass is going to work. I'm not going to have you sitting at home idle, because baby, the idle mind is the devil's workshop. You are thinking of things to do that you should not be doing. And nobody else should have to parent your child. If you made a decision to be a parent, step up and do just that. Because then when the system get them, then you want to cry, start GoFundMes, asking for all this help, when all you had to do was step up and be a parent. Be a tough parent. It's gonna work out in the end. They're gonna understand it in the end, versus sitting in prison for the rest of their life or getting the damn electric chair or lethal injection for some shit that they wound up doing because you don't want to be a tough parent. You cannot be a friend to your children out here. You got to step up and be a parent and say no and stand on that. But then again, and we keep talking about it, it's supposed to start when they're down here. Train a child in the way that they should go, so when they get older, will not depart. That's what the good books say. You better step it up. And if you're afraid of your kids, it's already too late. If you are afraid to parent your children, it's already too late. The system gonna get them. And you say, I don't want to spank them because I don't want the police come to my house. Well, when the police come to your house and they're doing some shit they should not do, or they catch them out in the streets doing something, they're gonna take that billy club and put it up on them. And what you gonna say then? Crack them right across the damn head, and ain't shit you gonna do. They're gonna tase the fuck out of your kids because you chose not to parent your kids. So either you parent them, or they're going to use excessive force. Some of these kids are too fucking mouthy to be children. I told you I'm raised old school. Mine know he don't fucking talk back to me. I don't put up with that shit. I'd be like, excuse me? He know I don't play that shit. And his daddy don't either. I don't play that shit. No, I don't even play with him like that. I don't play like, we don't play hit. I don't do that because I don't want you to get comfortable feeling like that's the way that we do things around here. Yeah, these kids are disrespectful as fuck. They are disrespectful. Gone are the days where yes, sir, and no, ma'am are being used or being reiterated in these children. These kids are so fucking disrespectful to where they feel like they can tell their parents what to do or what they're going to do or not do. I was raised in a household where they take the whole fucking door off, slam the door. You won't have a fucking door. We talked about this before. Talk back and get slapped in the mouth. I was raised on that shit. And you call the police and you better stay with them. That's how I go in my household. Call the police, go stay with them. Let the police find you somewhere to stay after that. Stop being afraid of your kids. Stop being afraid of your kids. Put some tough rules and laws and regulations down in your home and make them abide by those. And if they don't want to abide by those, then they can't be there. They can't be there. No child should be running up in their parent face and telling them what they're going to do and not do. Jesus. Child, listen. I don't know what some of these parents be out here doing. I'm telling you. Back in the days when I was a child, any adult could tell you what to do if you were doing something that you could not do. But these parents nowadays don't want you to say nothing to their kids. Then they ain't doing shit with them. They meeting them down to the bus stop to fight somebody at the bus stop that said or did something to their kids. These parents need to wake up. These parents need to wake up. The same energy that you have for somebody to say something about your kid, that same energy needs to be had towards your own child when they out here fucking up and doing shit and wreaking havoc in the damn neighborhood and breaking into people's house. Because I don't know if you know that or not. Okay. A lot of these states now are making laws to where they say you don't have to have a license to carry and you can stand your ground. So your son go and kick somebody's damn door open to steal their shit out of their house and somebody pow your son. Don't be on the news crying and shit because you didn't do nothing about it. I'm say it again. Don't be on the news crying and shit and playing victim. You know your child ain't home. If it's 10 o'clock and you get ready to go to bed and your child still running the streets at 14, 15, don't have your ass up there at the news, wasting no one's time, mad and arguing and blaming everybody when it's your responsibility. And some of these laws are blaming the parents now. Some of these parents now are going to jail for some of these crimes that their children are committing because you're not stepping up and doing what you're supposed to do. Spare the rod, spoil the child. You know what that means? If you don't have some discipline for your children, then you put them in situations that they should not be in. It ain't gonna hurt them, honey. It ain't gonna hurt them. Tap that butt. I'm gonna say it right on my channel, honey. Discipline. They're trying to put discipline back in the school right now. We have to send home a permission slip for the school to discipline your kids. I know a lot of people say, ain't nobody touching my fucking kids. Well, you better. Because you can't tell the police that they ain't going to touch them if they jack their asses up for doing some shit they should not do. You better step it up. You better step it up. You don't want nobody touching your kids, saying nothing to your kids. You better do it. If you don't want somebody trying to raise your kids and correcting them, you better correct them. Because we're living in a day and age right now where people don't give a fuck about nobody else's kids. I'm just saying. Can't kick somebody's door in. You can't run up on people nowadays because you don't know what they're sitting on. Okay? I don't play with these young ass kids. These young ass teenagers, I don't play with them because they don't have no fucking respect, and neither do I. Run up in my face. You an adult today. That's how I feel. And I'm not threatening nobody's kids, but you're not gonna run up in my face, threaten me, and be on that kind of time. I'm on that kind of time too. We'll handle that shit on the back end. But these kids are fucking disrespectful. And we need parents to step it up and do what needs to be done, because as you guys can see, Trump is looking to put your kids in prison for life. For life over committing crimes. All right. Seriously. Let's get this. Let's get it under order. Let's get it in order. Let's get it in order. All right, let's move along. Let's step it up. Let's step it up. Just step it up, child. I was growing up, honey. My neighbor lived beside me could tell me. If my mama told me don't go off this street riding my bike, my neighbor could reiterate what my parents said, and they would tell your parents back in the day that if you were mouthy or being disrespectful, and when you got home, that'll be your ass. That's how it used to be back then. But now people don't want to be in other people's business. You know, I ain't see nothing. You know, I ain't no snitch. It ain't about snitching. It's about when you see things, say something. When you see something, say something. That's just what it is. 14-year-olds should not be taking pow-pows to school or knives or any type of weapon. I'm just saying. Okay. All right, let's continue on. Clarissa Shields, honey. Clarissa Shields is getting dragged on Facebook, child. And she drags a Facebook user, who called her a liar after posting a video of from her mother-in-law's home to shut down Papoose breakup rumors. All right, telling him to go to hell. All right, so Clarissa says that Clarissa Shields, the boxer, says that all I see is lies. Says, stop lying. Me and my man at his mama house eating victory dinner that she cooked for me. Says that I see that I got to start checking y'all lies. Says that we great over here. Nice try, hoes. Okay, my thing is this. I don't know why she feels like she has to respond to people she don't know. It really is okay to go on with your life and not have to respond to people you don't know. Clarissa, I don't know if you've been punched in the head too many times. Now, we done talked about this many, many times. I don't know why she feels like she always has to defend her relationship every time somebody says something. She stays in the comments, and anytime somebody says something she don't like, she'll go live and to the person that said that, you don't even know this person. People are entitled to their opinions. Okay? It's called the Fifth Amendment right. You know? They can say whatever the fuck they want to say as long as they're not defaming you, threatening you in any way, shape, or form. It's their opinion. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. So because somebody don't like or is in favor of your relationship, then all of a sudden you got to go live and use that macho attitude to be trying to check somebody. You at the mother-in-law's house? No, that is Remy Ma's mother-in-law because Papoose is still married to her. So I feel like y'all need to go ahead and handle that business first because you all kind of jumping the gun. You did say that you want to have a baby next year by this married individual. And I think that they are a cute couple, but I keep saying people need to handle their business. This kind of gives Trish and Ken a little bit where you want to be out here being braggadocious about your relationship. Meanwhile, and I said it yesterday, if something were to happen to said person, if something happens to Papoose, Remy Ma get everything he has. So while you over there building with a married man, you need to get your business together first. Seriously. So why you checking people for talking about your man that you sharing? Because you kind of sharing a man. He's still married. I don't know why they won't go on and finalize this situation. Maybe he's just in a comfortable state of mind right now. Maybe he's still holding on to some feelings. I feel like whenever the two of them were going back and forth, Remy Ma and Papoose, I really feel like the two of them still have some love for one another, which is why, because Remy, baby, you went live too many times to not give a fuck no more. And Papoose, you went live quite a few times. Every time Remy said something, you were saying something. That lets me know there's still something there. Because somebody who don't give a fuck no more, you don't have anything for that person anymore. You be like, bitch, I don't give a fuck what you say. I ain't about to go back and forth with you because I don't give a damn. I'm happy over here. That's how you do when you're unbothered. But if you're bothered, you're going to keep responding because what that person is saying to you kind of stings in a way. But in this situation here, all right, said ain't nobody lied on you. Said that you just want to let folks know that you met his mom. Said girl sat down. So Clarissa then responds by saying that you and your made up ass modeling career can go to hell. Said that you mad that I checked your ish. Said stop lying. Ho. She love calling people hoes. Let's get into what she had to say, child. So she's over there showing her little plate that Papoose mama done made for her. After she won her little boxing match over there. It was a good fight. We watched it. But at the end of the day, I feel like she needs to get her business together and stop responding, girl. You are a whole celebrity out here. You a whole star. You a whole millionaire girl. Millionaires, girl. Don't be out here responding to that bullshit. Don't be out here doing it. Let's get into it.
Victory meal for my mama-in-law. We got oxtails. We got cornbread. We got mac and cheese. We got turkey wings. And we got the guac. About to eat on an empty stomach. A victory meal for my mama-in-law. We got oxtails. We got cornbread. We got mac and cheese. We got turkey wings. And we got the guac. About to eat on an empty stomach.
Yeah, girl. That's how Remy sitting over there laughing like, bitch, girl, I don't care how many pictures you take with Papoose, how many events you pop up with him, baby, until they go ahead and finalize that shit. And I want to see them be happy if that's what they choose to do. If Remy don't want him no more, girl, go on forward and be with him. But Papoose, go on and finalize that shit. Now, we saw where you did go ahead and file for the little divorce or whatever. Remy said she had already filed. This whole game of going back and forth, oh, you filed, well, I'm going to go file. Like, go ahead and finalize this bullshit. If y'all don't want to be together no more, co-parent and keep it moving. And if you're trying to have a baby with Clarissa next year, do that. But in the meantime and in between time, handle this business first. Because Clarissa, you're looking more and more crazy out here, mother-in-law, and out. You're using these buzzwords that really don't apply to you yet. Because you're not a wife. You can't be a wife until he get rid of the one that he has. Okay? unless he want to go to jail for bigamy. But let's continue on. She gives that she is mentally, she gives teenage mentality to me. You know, she's a great fighter, but mentally she kind of gives like she's a teenager. Let's continue on. All right, so as you guys know, the weather has been kind of hot here lately. And every year during the summertime, we hear about children being left in cars. All right, so imagine leaving your child with a babysitter and said babysitter leaves your child in a hot car. Okay, let's get into this. All right, so they're saying that a Houston daycare owner is arrested after leaving 5 kids crying and sweating in a hot car with no AC while she took her own 2 children into the grocery store with her. Now, this bitch knew exactly what she was doing. This would make me mad as up, okay? Let's get into what the news has to say about her.
Is accused of leaving 5 of her clients' children in a hot car.
32-year-old Dominique Wilson is in jail, charged with several felony counts of endangering a child. Kateri Winfrey on this story, and you spoke to witnesses who saw 2 of the children handed over to an officer.
Ron and Charmaine, authorities say Wilson left her client's children in the car, but she actually took her 2 children inside the grocery store. One witness we spoke to remember seeing an employee rush in carrying small children, and she said that she had found them in a car with no AC.
Ms. Wilson, you've been charged with 5 counts of the state jail felony offense of endangering children or a child.
Dominique Wilson, according to court documents, makes her living caring for children, but authorities say Friday, August 1st, she neglected those duties.
There are 5 children who were endangered, found red-faced, in distress, crying, with the window barely cracked and the car not running.
The incident happened in this parking lot in the 6300 block of Telephone Road. Witnesses tell KHOU 11 they were at the store shopping when they heard the commotion and quickly realized something was wrong.
I was coming across a cop and I see the Kroger's manager running with the 2 kids, one on her arm and another one on a carrier, running, screaming for the officer. Officer, I just found these 2 kids in the car with no AC on.
Jasmine didn't want to show her face but works nearby and says she was in the grocery store. Soon after that, a store associate screamed for help. She says the suspect came rushing from the service desk, saying the children were hers and that the AC was on in the car.
The manager kept insisting that it wasn't on. The babies were sweating. One of them was really white complected, so you can see how red their face was.
During Wilson's probable cause appearance, the judge expressed the dangers of leaving children, especially with temperatures in the 90s. It's not clear if the doors were locked or how the children were removed from the vehicle, but witnesses told KHOU 11 they saw police and other first responders on scene.
How do you feel knowing that somebody stepped in time?
I'm happy somebody's been, because it could have been worse. So I'm really glad the manager took action and she took those babies out.
And if Wilson makes bond, the judge says aside from her own children, she will not be allowed to supervise children under 17 years old. Reporting live in Houston, Kateri Winfrey, KHOU 11 News.
And her own children need to be taken away, because what's to say that you ain't doing that to your own? And why the fuck would you take your own kids out and leave the other kids in the car? So you knew exactly what you were doing. You didn't give a damn about them kids sitting out in the heat when you took your own kids into the AC while you did whatever shopping you had to do. It's simple. If they're able to walk, then you let them walk and hold on to the buggy. That's what you tell younger kids, honey. Hold on to this buggy. Don't let go. We're going into the store. All right. Don't touch nothing. Y'all know how you get the kids a pep talk before you go into the store. If they are minor kids, put them in that buggy so you can watch them. They don't be wandering off. That's how you do that. But to leave them in the car and then lie and say that the AC was on when clearly the kids are poured down in sweat and red in the face, ain't no AC on if that's going on. And you shouldn't be leaving the car cranked with the kids in there unassisted anyway, because what if they get out of their seatbelts and go up there and tap that gas pedal, and then that's another incident or another situation that has to be looked into. It's called child abandonment. I keep telling y'all, you cannot leave your kids in the car. I don't care if it's for a second. Even if you're going to pump gas, your kids got to go in with you. If the police officer pull up to your car and see a child unattended for any amount of time, that can be your ass where your kids will be taken from you for child abandonment. Anything could happen where someone could steal your child can get into something in that car, or, Somebody can run into the car with your child and anything can happen. You just don't leave your kids at any point in time. And you have to watch who you have watching your children as well, because a person like this don't give a fuck about your kids. They just want the money. It's just about the money to them. This is a heartless individual. Now, there's no telling how long the kids were in the car, but if they were pouring down in sweat, obviously she was in the store for quite some time. Let's get into it. Now, according to KHOU 11, it said the 32-year-old daycare owner Dominique Wilson was arrested and charged with 5 counts of child endangerment after an incident at a local Kroger. Now, on August the 1st, when the temperatures were nearly at 100, so just imagine if temperatures outside is 100, it's way hotter inside the car. Even if the windows are cracked, it's hot as hell. All right, so it said that she left 5 young children in the car, including a 10-month-old, and a 1-year-old, and a 2-year-old, a 6-year-old, and an 8-year-old, long enough for them to be in distress, sweating, and crying, according to a court magistrate and a witness. Now, it said that what makes the situation even worse is that Wilson decided to take her own 2 children inside the store for 40 minutes as her client's kids suffer. 40 minutes is a long fucking time when you're in a hot ass car. Very long. Very, very long. They could have died in that car. All right, now witness says that she saw the whole thing and she saw it happen in real time, stating the Kroger manager spotted the kids and did her best to get them to safety. She says, I came across a police officer and I saw the Kroger manager running with 2 children and on her arm and another one in a carrier running, screaming for the officer. She said that I just found these 2 kids in the car with no AC on, according to the witness. All right, the manager. It says that Wilson's bond is $10,000 and is set to appear back in court in October. Okay. And it says if she does post bond, as I just said, that she is not allowed to supervise children under 17. All right. Whatever daycare she works at, she shouldn't be able to work at any daycare around children, and her own children should also be taken away.
Is accused of leaving 5 of her clients.
All right. So we heard that. Let's move on. So for those of you that have children in daycare, please, please, please do your due diligence to do backgrounds to make sure that who's watching your kids is definitely required to do so. They have all the qualifications to do so, and not on this type of time. Okay. Why are the kids even away from the daycare? Is my point. I know a lot of people run daycares from their home as well, but make sure that these people are certified in order to take care of your children, because you don't want to have your children put in situations to where when you go to pick them up, they're unalive, or you got to go down to the coroner and identify your children because you left them with someone who just so happen to have a good price to watch your kids. Okay. It's not always about getting a good discount, but you want to make sure that your children are safe while you're at work or wherever you are when you're leaving them with a caretaker. Okay. Let's move on, child. I don't even play about mine, baby. I can't even say on here how I would have reacted. I would have snapped on her ass like something serious, baby. I'd probably been in jail with her. I don't even play about mine. No. All right, so let's get into some Diddy news. Diddy's legal team reaches out to Trump administration asking for a pardon after his conviction. Now, Trump has already made it very much so known he is not trying to pardon Diddy in any way, shape, or form because of Diddy's views of him when he first ran for office. Y'all remember Diddy was doing the vote or die campaign where he cut his hair into the mohawk. He was running this little marathon. He was out really pushing for Obama to win president at that time. So he was talking all kind of shit about Trump. So Trump was like, look, I thought Diddy at one point in time liked me at one point until I saw that he was talking all types of shit about me. So no, I don't think at any point in time that I would be pardoning him. But Diddy's legal team has said that they reached out to Trump's administration for a pardon once he is released. So let's see. This is what Trump had to say.
Combs.
Right.
Would you consider pardoning him?
Well, he was essentially, I guess, sort of half innocent.
Yes.
I don't know what they do. He's still in jail or something, but he was celebrating a victory, but he seems, I guess it wasn't as good as a victory. Probably, I was very friendly with him. I got along with him great, and seemed like a nice guy. I didn't know him well. But when I ran for office...
Sean Diddy Combs.
Right. Which was very hostile.
He said some not so nice things about you, sir.
And it's hard, like you, we're human beings.
Right.
And we don't like to have things cloud our judgment, right? But when you knew someone and you were fine, and then you run for office and he made some terrible statements. So I don't know. It's more difficult. It makes it more. I'm being honest. It
Yeah.
makes it more difficult to do.
But more likely a no for Combs.
I
It
would
sounds
say
like.
so.
Okay.
It was very hostile.
Did I hear that?
He said some.
He's like, look, he said some shit about me. And I ain't trying to be doing that. All right, but let's get into it. That's Diddy's legal team. Now, the woman that you get, the black lady that you guys see here in Diddy's legal team, they're saying that she was also a victim of being SA'd back in the day too. So she has a little bit more passion as related to this trial. So let's get into it. Diddy's legal team is not stopping when it comes to Diddy's freedom. Said that they're hoping for a presidential pardon, and his team has already contacted the Trump administration per CNN attorney Nicole Westmoreland. He said to confirm that they've had a conversation with the Trump administration following Diddy's conviction last month on 2 counts of transporting individuals for prostitution. Now it says that as we reported, his sentencing is scheduled for October 3rd, where he's facing up to 20 years in prison. I hope you get all 20. Lord, hold on, y'all. All right. 20 years coming to you, Diddy. All right. I don't prayed about it. Now, however, in my Kimmy voice, Trump doesn't seem to be on board with the idea. Now, it said in a recent Newsmax interview that Donnie, which they call it Donald Child, says that Diddy was very hostile during his campaign, making a pardon more difficult to do, said that despite once being on friendly terms. All right. And I said it still, Westmoreland says that her client remains hopeful. No official word on the White House, as officials have declined to comment on whether any clemency request has been filed. I don't think Trump is going to help him out, because y'all know anybody that don't kiss Trump's ass, he ain't trying to do shit for them. So do I feel like he's going to pardon Diddy? Probably not. So Diddy may offer up a lot of money, because y'all know money always talk, and bullshit gonna always damn walk. So maybe, because y'all know he put up $50 million to get bail, and they said, fuck out of here. Okay. So now he may put up that same $50 million to Trump, because y'all know Trump like a little money, honey. He needed, because he got some lawsuits coming his way from the what's the boy's name, child, over there in New York, where he lied on them because they suing his ass for defamation. So he might need that little $50 million to go towards his other cases that he got pending. But we'll see what happens in this. We'll see. Trump said he ain't trying to pardon him, but Diddy's legal team, they're still reaching out and trying to finesse their way into getting Diddy pardoned. So we'll see what happens. I really hope he get that 20 years though. And I know a lot of people say, oh, we're fans of Diddy. You know, he shouldn't be charged with it. Yes, he should. Because think about it. The shit that he was found out guilty of, I feel like he was guilty of. So whatever time we can get, child, we'll take it. All right. We'll take the, if they can give him 20, baby, we'll take it. If they only give him 10, we'll take that as well. All right. But freedom is something that he definitely does not need, because Diddy is a dangerous person. He is a danger to the to society and to those that did cooperate in this damn case. All right, moving on. Moving along. All right, so people are saying that that Nene Leakes child, that Nene Leakes should definitely be back on the show. Now, I told y'all that I read somewhere where they were saying that Nene may make an appearance on next season's Real Housewives of Atlanta, maybe as like a friend of or something to that effect. But Kenya Moore has some things that she's saying. This person here, Bunny Sanders, says that Bravo wants Atlanta to fail, meaning Real Housewives of Atlanta, not committing to Nene because Andy probably isn't ready to bite the bullet and have a sit down with her is one thing, said that a mistake, but okay. But to be pulling from Love and Hip Hop talent is insane. So they don't want Kenya Moore back, but they're going to reach over her and grab somebody from Love and Hip Hop. I told you guys they have 2 other individuals, K. Michelle, and I forget the other girl's name, Pinky Cole, I think it's something like that, is supposed to be making an appearance or getting peaches for next season. As you guys know, Britt Eady will not be returning, and neither will Kenya Moore. Okay, so it says that I'm sorry that they're disrespecting the home that you built, Lanithia. Y'all know Lanithia is Nene. All right, they call her Nene for short. But so they're saying, hey, Nene should be back on the show. She should be back on it. They fussing about the ratings being so low. They feel like Andy Cohen is still being bitter and angry because of the fallout and the lawsuit that Nene filed against him and Bravo and Universal NBC, was it NBC Universal, I think it was, citing that they were showing some favoritism and also some racial stuff as well towards her. So we'll see what happens. Let's get to what Kenya had to say. Shout out to Bravo Shade Room.
So I do know that they're adding 2 new housewives to the team. They're adding 2 new housewives, and I think you guys kind of know them both. They're both like known people. One is a business person and she's a restaurateur, And the other one is actually, you know how we always say, oh, you know, it's giving Love and Hip Hop. The other one is actually from Love and Hip Hop. So I do know that they're adding.
So y'all see that Kenya is feeling a little bitter that they decided not to give her peach back. Y'all know she's dealing with a lot of financial stuff right now, as related to her house, where they were saying some back taxes or something on her home. Well, I think they said she might have had a lien or something on her home. I'm not sure. Y'all also know that her landlord for her Kenya Moore hair care spa place is also trying to kick her out and have her evicted. They're also taking her to court for back rent not being paid. Kenya has denied it, but paperwork has been shown that she is definitely being evicted up out of there, and her landlord is really coming down on her ass about it. So she's owing a whole lot of money, and I feel like she's bitter. I feel like she's very bitter that her life has kind of made a very dark turn after she allegedly put some pictures up that was alleged to be Britt Eady, some very questionable pictures at that. Okay, that she shouldn't have put up, and Bravo decided that she should not be a part of their roster anymore because she broke a code of conduct, which is what they said, which was their reason in terms of getting rid of Kenya. So ain't nobody really checking for Kenya right now. Kenya ain't nobody checking for her right now. So her money's a little haha. That's funny. This person here, Mary Crosby, y'all know who she is, or Cosby rather. Says that no Kenya, said they had talks with Nene, but they didn't want to commit fully. Said that someone from Love and Hip Hop is joining. They said that Shamia and Kelly are staying. Says that, it's over for the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and said that it was great while it lasted. So a lot of people's like, look, you're getting rid of all the good people, all the, OGs on the show. This shit ain't about to go nowhere. So y'all might as well park this damn show and leave it parked. So that's what they saying. Park Real Housewives of Atlanta, because the shit ain't been the same since the regular OGs were on the show. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all say what y'all want to. I don't really like Kim Zolciak, but that whole dynamic between her, Sheree, Nene, who else was on the child? Cynthia. We'll throw Candy in there. Candy was a little boring to me, but Candy, I mean, everybody on there. I even like Lisa Wu when she was on there. Okay, Lisa Wu brought a little bit to the show, but when they had the original cast on the show, that's when the show was the greatest show ever. I watched it. I enjoyed it. Nene could bounce off of the other girls on the show, and it made it a great show. It made it good TV. But now it's just like, who are these hoodwinches that y'all got up on here? I don't give a fuck about these girls on here. Y'all need to get rid of them and get the original girls back on the show so that the show can, be like it used to be. It's not interesting anymore. Like if I'm playing on my phone the entire time the show is on, I don't give a fuck about this show. I'm just saying. Now, I just know I don't do that when BMF is on. But when Real Housewives of Atlanta was on, I ain't really watch it like that. I watched it, but I didn't watch it. All right. So this person, Marlo's chairlift, that's so funny. Says, I hate this much. All right. Says, and have Marlo back on there as a friend though, because y'all know Marlo gets some shit jumped off. Okay. Marlo will, I can't give her Shenanigans because that's my name. She gonna shenanigate some shit and get it popped off to where the girl's gonna be going back and forth and ha ha ha. Okay, because y'all know her. And when she and what's her name, Kenya was going back and forth, that was funny shit to me. Because y'all know Kenya, she have her comebacks, and Marlo, she hit way below the belt, honey. She sliced and diced you, and that was good TV. That was good TV with Sheree and who was that? Sheree and Kim when they were fighting at one point in time when Nene and Kenya was fighting. That was good TV. So this shit they got going on now, I don't like it. But it says, and the fact that they're tapping into Love and Hip Hop's territory is watering down the franchise. I agree. Now, I said that the bar is low. Be afraid, be very afraid for the future of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I gotta agree. All right, y'all put in there what y'all think. Do y'all think that it's a great decision for them to be bringing castmates from from Love and Hip Hop onto the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise? I do not. Okay, so we got two more topics. Then we're gonna get you guys on out of here. I don't want to hold you guys too long because I got a busy day too. All right, let's share this, child. For those of you that like eating a lot of butter, you might not have to do it no more. All right, because celebrity chef Paula Deen has closed her Savannah restaurants, child. Y'all know if y'all used to watch Paula Deen back in the day, baby, she always say, all you need is a little more butter. I'm like, baby, you done put about 2 sticks of butter up in that bitch. But anyway, honey, she's the butter queen, but now it look like she done dropped a whole lot of weight. I think she may have been sick, but she was running her restaurants with her sons, okay? Jamie and Bobby is what they're saying here, but she's closed her restaurants down in Savannah. Have I ever been to Savannah? I don't know. Sound like a little, I don't know. But anyway, so they said that celebrity chef Paula Deen has closed her Savannah restaurants down. Celebrity chef Paula Deen and her two sons, Jamie and Bobby, have announced the closure of the two restaurants, the Savannah restaurant locations. All right. Says that the Lady and Sons on West Congress Street and the Chicken Box on West St. Julian Street in Savannah Historic District. Now, it said that Thursday, July 31st, that was my birthday, was the last day of the restaurant served customers, according to the announcement made on the Lady and Sons Facebook Friday. Now, they said that Dean and her son say that they have endless love and gratitude for every customer who have walked through their doors, adding that Savannah will always be our home. Now, in 2013, former restaurant manager Lisa Jackson filed a lawsuit alleging racial and sexual discrimination at Dean's Savannah restaurant. Now, they said that during her deposition, that Dean admitted that she had used the N-word in the past. See, that's why I ate at your restaurants right there. Though she says that it was a very long time ago and in past. I don't give a fuck if it was 20 years ago. If you said the shit, I'm still mad. Because you shouldn't have said it. That means that you got some racism in your heart if you said it. And she only hired black people to like work in her kitchen and do shit and serve. Now, so how you got all these black people working there? But then they said that she be talking to people all kind of crazy. Because I read this a while back and I think I may have covered it. Okay, so this black woman who had been working for Paula Deen in her restaurant since the shit began, she was heard saying, using some very derogatory stuff and calling her the N-word. And now she's saying sexual discrimination as well. All right, but Paula's trying to say, hey, that happened a long time ago. I said the N-word a time or two or three or maybe 7 or 8, 9, 10 a while ago. So why y'all still harboring over some old shit? That's what she's saying. That's how people be when they guilty of something. Why y'all talking about old shit? No, it's not old. It ain't never too old when you call the black person the N-word. All right, because just thinking about that shit again will get you the windmill. All right. Now it says that this admission triggered immediate backlash, not just from the public, but also from corporations. So maybe her business took a hit after this alleged lawsuit and this stuff was brought out about Paula Deen to where her restaurant wasn't being packed in like it used to be. I heard the food was not good. I heard that her food is very bland because I'm going to tell you right now, white people don't be seasoning stuff like we do, okay? They don't be seasoning stuff like we do. So when I go to a white person restaurant and y'all trying to say that it's supposed to be soul food got to come from the soul, all right? Soul food got to come. We don't measure shit. If you in there measuring shit, that ain't no soul food. Black people, we get in the kitchen and we put some salt in there. We do this shit here. We don't be on this here, pinching in this and pinching that. We don't measure shit, all right? You got to put them ham hocks up in there and let them bitches boil down. Cut your greens up, wash them up real good, and put all your measurements, put all your seasonings and all that upon it. I like to say upon it. All right, you gotta season that chicken just right. You can't just wash your chicken and then just use your flour. I don't like people be doing that sometimes. Just saying we're gonna put the seasoning on it after we fry it. Hell no, that ain't how you fry no fucking chicken. I'm getting mad just thinking about it. Paula Deen. She put butter in everything. Butter in fried chicken. Butter in the greens. Butter in it. Child. Put some butter on the top of that damn cornbread and go sit your ass down. Out here calling people the N-word and they back there cooking and sweating in them damn pots for you. You probably won't even paying them enough to be putting up that bullshit. And that's why your ass is walking around here 3 pounds now. Because you're sick. The Lord is spanking you for using the N-word for them people that helped your business get to where it was. And now you got to close your shit down because you didn't treat black people right. And that's called karma for your ass. And I ain't even mad at it. All right, let's get off my screen because now I'm getting mad. Bullshit. I'm going to never eat there anyway. Right. Thank you, Brittany Janae. Let them know. If you ain't sneezing, that shit ain't seasoned right. Okay? You ain't getting none of that pepper up in your nostrils. That chicken going to be nasty. I'm saying it right here. Y'all know we black people, we season down. White people like, we're just gonna wash the chicken. Y'all see they be doing their little videos. So first you wash the chicken, okay? Then you want to pat it down with your paper towel, and then you want to lay it out on the pan and just pour your just sprinkle some flour upon it, and then just throw it in your grease. And then when it comes out, then you just sprinkle just a little bit of salt and pepper. Bitch, where? Who taught you how to fry chicken? That ain't how you do that. Okay? It's sugar does not go in spaghetti. The fuck it don't. It going in my house just a little bit. Because you got to take that, because when you're dealing with tomatoes, you got to break some of that acid up in there. You got to season that shit right. I despise going somewhere and eating and they say it's soul food and shit that's not soul food, and especially if it's white people that cooking. I'm like, bitch, pass me by on that, because I need to see a black old lady back there, honey. You got to make that tea right. You got to make them greens right. The greens still look like they just came out the garden. Y'all feel me? Y'all know how green's supposed to look, and I ain't even call it green eater like that. I eat them hoes if they taste right and they got a little ham hock up in there. I go and eat it, okay? But hey, you gotta cook it right. Your food gotta be seasoned right. And black people, we know how to cook right. We know how to season stuff right, because that we used to cook for the master back then. Our ancestors would cook all that good food back then. I told y'all back then, honey, they would eat all that good stuff, eat all the beans out there and give us the pot liquor. And black people, what we do? Made a whole fucking meal out of pot liquor. And they were wondering why we were more thicker than them, baby, because that's where all the damn substance fell down in the bottom of that pot. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Make a big pot of lima beans or butter beans. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Baby, all you need, and in the bottom of that juice down there, is gonna be that meat that's done fell off that bone. And see, the white people didn't know that. And then the black people, when they were making them plates, they were scraping off the top. They ain't dig down in the bottom because they were saving that shit for them later, because they got that later. But baby, they can go and make some rice, and you put the juice from them beans and that meat up on there, baby, that's a meal. That's a meal. You hear me? Black people, we know how to improvise. Lowry season is a must in the kitchen, in the black kitchen anyway. Go on, Brittany Janae. That Brittany Janae cooking in here, okay? Put a one in the chat if you got some Lowry seasons in your kitchen in here. Now I know a lot of people, y'all got to watch your salt intake. If you got high blood pressure and all that, you got to watch all that. Okay, if y'all using that Mrs. Dash, I respect it, because you gotta be healthy out here. But you gotta have some Lowry season up in your damn kitchen. If you ain't got that in there, you ain't cooking right. Okay, you gotta have some lemon pepper in there. Okay. Okay, you gotta have all that up in there. Slap your mama, that's in my kitchen too. I got a whole spice cabinet. Hell yeah. Okay. Yes, honey. One. I know that's right, Kim. You let them know. You ain't got that in there, come your ass up out the kitchen, because you ain't cooking right. You are not cooking right. Food got to be seasoned with more than salt and pepper. All right. I don't know why white people so scared of seasonings. I don't know why. That's why I don't be eating no damn potlucks at work. I don't eat that shit anyway, because I done told y'all I don't like no cat laying on my food before they bring that shit to me, because that make me mad. That make me mad as hell. But yeah, white people are scared. They are scared of seasoning, child. Paula Deen, baby, you deserve everything you got. Calling black folk the N-word. But let's move on. All right. So this black lady here, honey, she about to come up on a coin. Ding ding. All right. Because she was on a plane, honey, that crashed, and she survived. Baby, I'm gonna tell you right now, if I'm ever on a plane, and I prayed so hard while I was on vacation, because we flew, baby. But let me tell you something. If I'm ever on a plane and that bitch crashed and I survive, okay, I'm hitting them pockets. Delta, you gonna pay me. I'm gonna tell you right now. All right. You better hope. All right, so it said the Detroit woman is coming for all the coins, honey, the Mario coins and all the coins. She seeks $75 million from Delta, okay, after surviving a wild plane crash in Toronto that flipped the jet upside down. Oh, that would be so scary, baby. But she made it. She made it, and she about to get a coin, okay, that's COINT, upon her from this damn accident. So it said that the Detroit flight attendant, honey, Vanessa Miles, sued Delta Airlines after a Delta Connection flight was she was on crashed and caught on fire, child, while landing at Toronto's Pearson International Airport on February the 17th of 2025. That's this year, honey. Now it said that the plane operated by Delta's subsidiary Endeavor's Air rolled and flipped, injuring Miles, who was a passenger. Said that she suffered a fractured shoulder, knee, and back injuries and traumatic brain injury. Damn. And post-concussion symptoms. It says that the lawsuit filed in Michigan's U.S. District Court claims that Delta prioritized profits over safety by employing an inexperienced and inadequately trained pilot. Oh, hell no. It says that leading to the crash. Now, a preliminary investigation found a fractured landing gear caused the plane to roll, says that with a wing detaching and igniting jet fuel. Damn. Says that all 80 passengers survived. They better all get paid too. But 21 were hospitalized. Says that Delta denies claims of inadequate training, stating that the pilot had been with the predecessor company since 2007. I don't give a hot damn if you've been there since 1997, bitch. If he was not a trained or properly trained pilot, then yeah, his ass shouldn't have been up there flying. Now, it said that Miles seeks at least $75 million in compensation. The Transportation Safety Board of Canada is still investigating. Okay. Yes, honey. I love to see our black people come on up. I'm happy that she survived this, but she was fully banged up, baby. All them symptoms, post concussions and brain injury, knee, back, all that, shoulder. She gonna be dealing with a whole lot of medical expenses, baby. I'd have upped that from 75 million, bitch. I would have went on up into the triple digits on their ass. 350 million, bitch. Take me on, put a 3 in front of that 7, 375 million. All right. Because, baby, by the time you go to the doctor for all that shit that's going on with you from your knee, your back, my neck, my back, my neck and my back, okay, bitch, you're going to be, girl, that's going to be about a few thousand right there off the top for your medical expenses. Okay, damn. Whew. But thank God that the people survived. Everybody on this flight survived, and they all about to get a nice little check, okay? So I would not want to get it by that way, be rich by that way, but hey, get in where you fit in, all right? Prayers to them that was involved in this damn crash, and prayers to this beautiful black woman right here, honey, who survived as well. Okay, let's get on out of here, guys. Love you guys down until the next video. Thank y'all for rocking with me thus far. They said, I bet her wig didn't move. Sunny Days. Sunny Days is doing the freaking ball. Sunny Days said, I bet her wig didn't move. Baby, with that tumble, I bet you that wig didn't move. Did y'all hear her? Did y'all hear them say that the damn plane done flipped upside down and the wing done fell off? I hope her hair did move, baby. Her bangs or something had to move up in there with that going on. Damn, I shouldn't even be laughing. Maybe that's a nervous laugh. Let me stop. But thank y'all so much for being up in here and supporting the video. We got to get on out of here because I got work to do, okay? Thank you so much to my mods. Let's go ahead and thank my mods. Scorpion Miss, Sweet Essence, Rose Armstead, True TV Podcast, Tyra and KBR. Thank y'all for doing an awesome job. I appreciate you guys and love you guys down. Y'all do an awesome job all the time. Thank you to my mods my content creators that stopped by here. Schoolboy, I saw you in the house. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you so much, Simple Mom Family TV. Thank you, Purple Unicorn. Thank you, Astute Queen B. I know she's usually in the bushes. Thank you, PBE. I know she be stopping by sometime in the bushes. Thanks for being here. Who else? Did Chef Don stop by? If he did, shout out to him. Shout out to any other content creator that may have stopped by and support it as well. All right. Please let me know, Mars, did I miss somebody? Sunny Days. Thank you for being here, Sunny Days, also as well. Okay. How can I forget you? You just did a crazy comment. But thank you so much. All right. Marcella, was Marcella here? Marcella. Marcella. All right. Thank you so much for stopping by, Marcella. All right. So we're going to get on out of here, guys. I will see you guys for our midday pop in with more news that I know you guys can use. In the meantime, in between time, you guys have a wonderful hump day. All right. Don't let nobody get on your nerves. If they do, cuss them out. All right. Don't put off tomorrow what you can do today. Cuss them out today. All right. Don't wait till tomorrow. Is that good advice? I don't know. But anywho, let's get on out of here and let's go. Bye.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by